In this Minecraft video, I'm going to survive 100 days in Minecraft. But here is the twist. Two of my friends are going to spend the entire time trying to hunt me down and kill me. If I survive the full 100 days, I win. If either of them kill me, then they win. I was crazy enough to even try and do a trap kill this time. Does that work? Well, you'll have to watch and find out. But before we begin, I would like to say there is still a massive 93% of people not subscribed to the channel. And I ask that if you go on to enjoy the video, then please consider doing so. It's free and it helps me out a lot. Secondly, do you want the rematch or the 200 video? Well, if you get this video to 5,000 likes, I will start working on that video straight away. Please enjoy. Believe it or not, it all started on day one, where I catch them daydreaming, and so I just left. They didn't notice at first, so I got enough of a distance to be able to run for the hills. My usual goal, like always, is to find the first structure I can and get the stuff that was inside of it. This time, it wasn't a broken nether portal, it was a village. And in this village blacksmith, there was a nice iron sword for me. You'd think I'd be able to take them out in 2 or 3 hits. If we just ignore how much they're absolutely destroying me here, and we'll just get on to the next fight, that'd be, yeah, okay, just cut it out, cut it out. This village as well was stacked with hay bale, so I was able to just get all the food I'd ever want from it. And then started working on the basics. Wood, stone, leather. Decided to use the leather to make some leather armor, just in case they did come at me quickly. And it's a really good thing I did, because within 3 minutes, the lads popped back over, and this time, they had stone axes. Listen, I already had a shield. I had an iron sword. I was ready. I mean, there's no way that they could... Oh, that's a lot of damage. Even though I have the better gear and arguably the better armor, even though it is leather, they do so much damage to me. If they charged me at the same time, I would be screwed. But when Austin tried to cover the land and Chris charged me in the water, I was able to take them one-on-one. Taking out Chris in the water and then Austin really wasn't much of an issue afterwards. To be fair, if they did both charge me at the same time, you'd never be watching this footage, so that was a good start. I went straight into the caves on day 2, and within a couple of minutes, I found myself 7 diamonds. And after that, I went on an iron haul, got myself full iron armor. I spent my entire time caving, went all the way through to day 3, where I found myself 4 more diamonds. I made the decision to make a diamond chestplate and an axe. Why have that instead of an enchantment table? Simple. I didn't really have any sugarcane. After all that was done, I headed back to the surface. This was on day 4, where I had 2 goals. I wanted some sugarcane and I wanted some feathers. Sugarcane wasn't an issue like it never is. There's huge amounts of that everywhere. But it did take me all day to find myself a flock of chickens. It was almost turning night, but I found myself some. I'd like to thank them now for their sacrifice. The next 3 days was spent on a vast caving trip. I knew if I didn't have enchantments, I would have struggled in a lot of future fights. To be honest with you, finding diamonds really wasn't that much of an issue. It was the lapis that took forever. By the end of it all, though, I got myself full enchanted armor. Everything was protection except my chestplate, which was protection 2, and my axe was now sharpness 2. I also got myself 30 gold for golden apples, so overall, a really successful caving trip. I headed back to the village on day 9 because I needed to speak to a woman about a cat. You see, we're in the middle of the day, and I really want a bow as quick as possible, so, yeah, sorry, Mr. Kitty, I was kind of desperate. At this point, I had enough string to get a bow, but I wanted more, so after a not-so-successful caving trip, I popped back to the service where I missed the night. Bugger. I waited through the day on day 10, and got myself string at night, and then spent all of 11 back in the caves, picking up some levels and some extra little bits here or there. It was on day 12 that I wanted to turn the gold into apples, and I started doing that. And would you look at that in the distance? Hello there, guys. I'm going to be honest with you, I cannot believe how understacked they are at this point. Neither of them had enchantments. Neither of them have a bow. Did they take me as a fool? I got Chris with a lava bucket really early on, and in a terrible bit of luck for him, he had one of those ghost ward buckets. You know where it shows in your inventory that you've got the water, but when you place it, the water just disappears? It really didn't take much to put him down, and then Austin, well, he actually put up a bit of a challenge. Give him credit there. I almost nearly died as well, because I decided to escape with an ender pearl and dropped quite low with my health. However, thanks to my bow, I was able to lower him massively, and 1 shot later, he went down. I'll give him credit because he did actually put up a really good fight there, but yet again, I take the W. Once I sorted through all the gear on day 13, I thought, this is where we were last time. You know, when that I tried surviving 100 days, I did this fight and then survived to the next fight and then the next fight they killed me. And so I thought, what if I tried to do something different? You see, what people need to know about me is I'm not the most intelligent person in the world when it comes to Minecraft. Or in general, but we won't talk about that one. I could spend my time grinding full diamond armor, get power 3 or sharpness 3, everything that I'd ever need. Or I could let them bring the stuff to me and donate their gear. Hey, Vananda, they would never give you your armor and your gear though. What are you talking about? You see, what I'm going to do, I'm going to dig this hole. It's not just any hole, it's a big hole. And it will take a lot of time, multiple hours real life. However, considering I had 33 hours of Minecraft to play overall, I'd say that this was definitely worth doing. My plan was simple, that I was going to dig a hole to as low as I could possibly go, and I was going to set up a trap at the bottom of that hole. So if they was going to fall in the hole, they was going to die. The trick was that I needed them to stand in the hole, and so I set up this little sand contraption. Basically, when I destroy the cobblestone, the sand above will fall, and they will fall and take damage. Lots of damage to their death, I hope. Here's a recreation in a creative world that I made. Basically, you break the cobblestone and all the sand above it falls, like I just said. The key is to get them on that spot though, and if they do stand on that spot and I break it perfectly, they will instantly die from the fall. And after hours and hours of work, here we are on day 30. I finished it off, and there was only really one thing to do. Wait. And so I waited. And waited. And waited. Then, on day 34. I'm really sorry for squealing like a girl, but come on, that was pretty cool. They basically just gave me full diamond armor, full enchanted diamond tools. I was able to combine it with my own stuff, which I'll get onto. I would like to take this time to thank Chris and Austin for their generous donation to the cause. Let us remember them as the fools that fell to the Havenhand sand trap. Once I calmed down on day 36, I started combining the stuff, like I say. Got myself a sharpness-free diamond axe, and using the books that they also dropped, I got myself protection 2 on everything that I had. I was able to make my bow power-free. Everything was going swimmingly. The next job was to pop into the Nether. Found myself a lava pool in a cave underground and set myself up a Nether portal. On the second time of asking, we don't talk about the portal. I popped in there and spent a while searching for a Nether fortress. It took me actually all the way up until day 42 because my Nether look is dreadful. When I did finally find one though, I was very quickly able to get all the blaze rods I possibly wanted, and now I never have to worry about coming and finding a Nether fortress again because screw that noise. I did also find myself a saddle and diamond horse armor in the Nether fortress, so that could be useful long term. Before I left the Nether though, on day 44 and 45, I spent my time grinding some extra levels. I got myself to level 40 just so I can do a couple of extra big enchants. Really wanted to boost my gear to the next level, you know? 45, I was able to get back to my Nether portal and headed home. I had the levels I needed and just needed books for the level 30 enchanter, so I head up. Yet again, sugarcane was not a problem, but leather was. And whilst I was on the hunt for leather, I decided that maybe I could find something better. That's right, boys. It's time for that joke again. First, we had the pack. Then, we had the packers. Then, we had the pack attack. And now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let me introduce you to the Pack Nation. I call them the Pack Nation. They'd found a nice little area to set up a base. I left my dogs at the base because it was a lot easier than dragging them around. I don't want what happened last time to happen to the Pack Nation. I call them the Pack Nation. And I was fairly confident that Austin and Chris wasn't going to charge me anytime soon. At least I hope so. It took me till day 49, but I finally found a group of cows. About bloody time as well. Halfway there and living on a prayer on day 50, I made myself the level 30 enchanter. And with the first book that I enchanted, I got myself lame. I was like, great, awesome, this is awesome. I'm going to go ahead and put that on my bow straight away. Oh, what a smart choice this was. Alright then, time to put on myself another level 30 book and... oh, god damn it! I did a bit of arrow management on day 51. Chicken slaughter and gravel grinding soaked up most of the day, though I did also occasionally cut down a couple of trees to get a few more apples. I had some leftover gold and thought, you know, golden apples aren't gonna hurt me at all. This bit of beef and chicken that I got from murdering all those animals went to the Pack Nation. I call them the Pack Nation. And they were starting to really come together. Would you want to fight the Pack Nation? I sure as hell wouldn't. 53, I started working on brewing myself some potions. I made some health potions and went hunting for a dark oak forest. I wanted poison potions and I needed brown mushrooms for that. At least that's what I thought. I finally found one on day 54 and made myself a fermented spider eye and then tried to make myself poison potion. It turns out you don't need fermented spider eyes. You just need spider eyes. You'd think after the 200 times that I have made poison potions, especially in hunted videos, I would know this by now. I waited until the night to get myself some spiders and the spider eye. I mean, should have taken me 2 minutes, but instead it took me 30, no biggie. It's hard being this intelligent, it's really a curse. I had enough books to manually craft protection 3 on my chestplate. It did cost me a lot of levels though, and since there was nothing to do but grind my gear at this point, I headed back into the caves. I only stayed there until I got power 4 on my bow. With all the books, I had plenty spare, and now I have a power 4 flame 1 book. I was more than ready to go. I headed back to base to get the Pack Nation, I call them the Pack Nation, and prepare for the next fight. For one reason or another, they gave me a heads up that they were coming, so, well, I wasn't going to complain. I mean, now that I think about it, if they didn't tell me, I wouldn't have had the Pack Nation, and, well, all that work would have gone to waste. Really, it's just them being generous. I'm going to abuse that generosity, absolutely. And then on day 59, I thought I'm going to set myself up on this mountain over here. And before I could even get anything down, the boys were back in town. This time I felt about as ready as I possibly could be for a fight. The Pack Nation, I call them the Pack Nation, led the charge as I shot arrows down from afar. Austin tried to take down the pack by using lava buckets while Chris charged me head on. Oh boy, was that a mistake. A mixture of my sharpness 3 axe and the army of wolves put Chris down faster than you can say onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia? How do you even pronounce that word? And now Austin was all alone and he was not happy about it. Full Diamond Haven and Sharpness 3 axe, an army that would make George Washington nervous. And to top it all off, a powerful flame blow, Austin did not stand a chance. Day 59 and the hunters were wiped out cleanly. I don't know if I'm over-preparing or they're under-preparing, but this was the most one-sided fight I've ever done in a Minecraft Manhunt video. What a great time to be alive. We had fought off Chris and Austin so many times that it was clear that next time was going to be our final fight. And so for the next 33 days, I was just going to grind my gear as much up as I can, whilst they were going to grind up their gear as much as they could. I say 33 because the final fight happens on day 93. I mean, I could have grinded longer, but they came earlier than I expected. Here is a list of things that I was able to get done in the 30 days. I popped back into the Nether to get some levels. I started working on getting everything protection 3. I did, however, get my chestplate to protection 4, so I was set there. After that, I made power 5 on my bow and sharpness 4 on my axe. I repaired my armor a little bit with the diamonds I had spare. I'm going to be honest with you, I had an unlimited supply of diamonds at this point. And just to be safe, I made myself an extra spare set of diamond armor. I didn't enchant them, they were just there as a backup in case I needed them. I then went hunting for Magma Slimes, which took longer than I'm willing to admit. I wanted to brew myself some fire res potions, and once I did that, I got them to the max duration and also made a couple of extra potions just to make sure that I was 100% okay. Finally, I went animal hunting. Got myself enough arrows to fight off 200 hunters, never mind just the 2. And just to really prove my dominance over Austin and Chris and the Pack Nation, I call them the Pack Nation, I got myself a horse with the diamond armor that I had earlier. Everything was great. And just to put the cherry on top of the cake, I decided, let's just breed the Pack Nation, I call them the Pack Nation, just as large as I possibly could. Everything was ready. I just had to pick a spot and wait for them. And I thought, you know what would be really nice? How about this nice little hole in the ground? Just a reminder of the biggest failure that either of them have ever experienced up until this point. And I was ready. I set up shop on day 89, and I waited. And waited. And, oh, you know what's coming at this point, let's just get onto it. Day 93! I was stood there, and there they were coming at me in the distance. Now, I was nervous, but with the Pack Nation, with the flame bow, with my OP diamond armor, I was ready to go. Chris had a flame bow himself, and was instantly able to take down the horse that I had, whilst Austin yet again tried to take down the Pack Nation. I call them the Pack Nation. However, Chris's flame was made obsolete because of the fire res that I mentioned earlier. I thought since the Pack Nation was busy distracted Austin, why don't I go ahead and spend some time with my friend Chris? A mixture of dogs, flame, and an absolutely perfectly placed poison potion had him on the run. He had an ender pearl, and he tried to get away. I just thought, let's just keep shooting him, and then eventually if I keep getting his health down, I'll charge him and... Oh, Austin, you are screwed. The overwhelming assault that I did on Chris left Austin at a huge disadvantage. It wasn't 2v1. It was 1 versus 100. Because the Pack Nation, I call them the Pack Nation, was still alive and thriving. He wasn't going down without a fight though. I constantly chased him down with the nation. I let arrows rain, and all he could do was run. And run he did. He could not get close to me without taking every single hit from the dogs. And my bow was more powerful than him. And after hours of endless preparation and one final shot, I survived 100 days in Minecraft whilst being hunted. Technically I was only on day 93, but they didn't have enough time to hunt me down to 100, so there's always 200 days. Thanks for watching.